y'all, I'm Carole. Welcome to my Creating Corner. I'm so excited you're here. Please go ahead and click subscribe so you can find your way back. Oh, I am absolutely tickled about this little ladybug stamp set. As soon as I saw this adorable little lady, I just knew I had to have her dancing on the flower. This little ladybug set is a Hostess exclusive celebration set, and the only way you can get it is for free with a $300 order. Well, there is another way you can get it, but you'll have to watch to the end of the video to find out. But I just love it so much, and look. Isn't that just so cute? Okay, now to get this card, I started with a gorgeous grape card base. It's cut at 11 by 4 1/4, scored at 5 1/2. I do have a panel of Whisper White, 4 by 5 1/4 for the inside. And for the outside, we'll be layering lovely lipstick. That also is 4 by 5 1/4. And some designer series paper that's at 3 3/4 by 5. Now this paper is from the Best Dressed 6 by 6 designer series paper set. Let me show you these papers real quick. You have got the most beautiful florals in here and really cute, like a perfume bottle, a purse, shoes, lipstick. On the back side you've got neutrals. So here's a card that I had started with some of the scraps, so I need to go ahead and finish that. But this is a fun paper pack to use. Okay, so in addition to these papers, we are also going to be using Wink of Stella, of course, an Ivory Stampin Blend, Daffodil Delight Stampin Blends, Poppy Parade Stampin Blends, Old Olive Stampin Blends, and a basic black Stampin' Right marker. And then some black Memento ink and a lovely lipstick ink pad. Okay, for the stamping and the cutting out, you will be using a nice scrap of your lovely lipstick for this panel right here. And what I did here, this is an old scallop punch. It's no longer available. So for the card that we're doing together today, in the Stitched Shapes framelits, we are using the second largest circle. So that's what we're going to use to do this outside panel today. Let me put that aside till I need it. And then you also will need a healthy scrap of Whisper White for your other stamping. This particular one is 3 by 7. Everything will fit on a 5 by 5 square if you want. Okay, you're going to be needing some punches. I used a 1/2 inch punch, a 1 1/2 inch punch, and a 1 inch punch. Now the 1 and the 1/2 inch punches are for the ladybug, the little mechanism there that makes her wiggle around. And then the 1 1/2 inch punch is for the sentiment. So in order to help her wiggle around, you do need to put a button underneath her. You just get a button that is an appropriate size for whatever your moving piece is. If it's a big butterfly, maybe you could use a bigger button than this. You know, there are all different size animals that you could be doing this technique with. So whatever like fits underneath it. She's not so big, so I just have this tiny little button that was cut off one of my kids' baby clothes when they were tiny, and they are no longer tiny. They are all too old. I don't know how they got so old when I have not aged a bit. Okay, so let's get started on this card. Oh, she is so cute. I can't wait to make another one. The first thing I'm going to do is I'm going to cut out a 1-inch circle from my scrap. And I'm going to go ahead and glue this button on here. Okay? That's just to give it some weight. And this way the glue can be drying while I get everything else done. Okay, that, let me just take this. Oops. It's trying to run away. No, go down. There you go. And we're just going to set this aside and let it dry while we do everything else, if I can pick it up. There we go. Okay. All is well. Okay, now we can go ahead. We're done with the 1-inch circle. Let me go ahead and put that punch up. Now let's go ahead and do the sentiment. You're cute as a bug. There we go. This one's it. We're going to do this in Lovely Lipstick. Okay. Now remember, when you're stamping, you don't push and smush into these ink pads. You just tap, 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 just a couple of little taps, press, make sure that it's completely inked up. It is, so tap, 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 re-ink it. And then I'm just going to come down here and no wiggling, just straight down. There we go. Give it a little wipe on my simple chamois. I love that. Look, it just sucks all the ink off. Love my simple chamois. Okay, let's close this so I don't make a mess. Now, with the 1.5-inch punch, we're just gonna line that up and get that out. Perfect. I'm done with this punch. We'll put it aside. There we go. Now, if you wanted to hit it with a little bit of ink, sponge around the edges, you go right ahead, but I'm not going to do that at the moment. Let's go ahead and stamp the flower and the ladybug. Yes. Now this pad, this memento pad, it is a hard pad, meaning you don't have to worry so much about making a mess. You can actually rub it, do a little shimmy on it, and because it's hard, you're not going to get much ink unless you wiggle it back and forth. If you keep it flat, you can rub it, and then it does get completely inked up without any mess where you get what we call a halo. So let's just put a little bit more there. There. Let's go ahead and get the ladybug on here. She's completely inked up. There we go. Now, to clean this memento ink, I do use the StazOn cleaner, and I do like to do that kind of quickly, even though it doesn't disrupt the way your stamps work if they get stained. I do like to try to not get them any more stained than necessary. There we go. You get it right away, and that permanent black does come pretty much right off. There we go. We'll just set those aside. Done with those for the moment. All right, now let's color them in. I'm using Poppy Parade on the Ladybug. It is a little bit more red than the Lovely Lipstick, and I do want her to kind of stand out a bit. Now, when we are using blends, we like to start with the light first, and I do want this side a little bit brighter, so that's why I'm going ahead and putting some of the light on there. Now, believe it or not, it is going to make a little bit of a difference when you're looking straight at it. Okay, let's get some Poppy Parade down on here. And we'll go over here. See, it makes it just a little bit, I don't know, kind of different. Because the light is coming down on this side of her, that's why I want this side to have a little something different. I don't know if you can see it on camera, but it really does have a slightly different tinge to it. Okay, what I'm using my Stampin' Right marker for, I don't really want these little highlight bits on this card that I'm doing, so I'm just going to make sure that her little spots are completely filled in. There we go. And yeah, we can just touch her head a little bit, get her even blacker. Okay, of course her eyes. I think she's so cute. Now I'm going to take my Ivory Stampin Blend, my Ivory blend, and I'm going to just give her a little bit of color on her feet and her face. Yes. You know what I really like about these blends is there's no stroke marks. Like when you're using a pencil or a regular marker, you'll get stroke marks. So you don't get that with these blends. I love them. The thing you have to watch out for with the blends though, it bleeds through. So anytime you're doing something with the blends, you're always going to do it on something that's layered up. Okay, now here I've got my Daffodil Delight. I am starting with my light. I'm going over the entire flower with my light blend. And I'm not worried about filling that in because that's going to be covered. See, she's going to be covering the center, so I'm not worried about that center too much. Or at all. Okay. Get some dark here. Now these little lines that the artists put on there, those are great guides for where you might want to highlight up. Now with this lighter color, I am going to let it sit a minute before I go back. I am going to want to go back with my lighter to blend it nicely. But as these alcohol markers dry, I don't know, sometimes it kind of blends into itself a little bit on its own. Okay, so I'm going to start out again, the lighter marker. There we are. Oops. Come back with the dark. Just going to kind of highlight down the stem. Highlight this leaf. Let it sit. I'm going to kind of I'm going to take this, kind of blend it, blend it, blend it, blend it. There we go. Oh, y'all, starting February 4th, there are going to be coordinating dies for this little Ladybug set available. How cute is that and easy? Oh, yeah. Now, I did not wait until the dies came available. I could have pre-ordered them, but I went ahead and had already made the card before I knew that there were going to be any dies available, period. And honestly, I'm not going to be doing a lot of fussy cutting on this set, so it's fine for me to go ahead and do this with you without having the dies. You know, these Stampin' Up's little paper trimmers, the point is so good and the blade is thin enough where you can, it makes fussy cutting's really not an issue. Okay, so I'm going to hit this with, I mean, if I was going to make like invitations for this, or if I didn't like fussy cutting, then yes, I would get the dies. But here we go. Now, when you're using your Wink of Stella, you do want to sometimes hit your paper with it to make sure that you didn't pick any color up. It's not too typical, but oh, I just love the little shimmer that it gets. So let me get some on the flower. Shimmery little flower. It just adds such magic to your creations. I love this Wink of Stella. I'll tell you what. You know, if your Wink of Stella runs out at a really wrong time and you don't have an extra, you can use the shimmer paint. So make sure to have some shimmer paint on hand. Just dip your paintbrush in that. There we go. There we are. How pretty is that? Okay. Now I have already cut out a set. So here we go. Cute. You don't need to see me cutting them out. Okay, now we have to think about the mechanism under here to make our little ladybug dance around. Okay, can you see the little Wink of Stella on her on this card? It's just so cute. Okay, now we've got the button on here. Let's go ahead and get, here are my dimensionals. Let's go ahead and put a little mini dimensional on the button. Okay. And we need to put a hole in the flower right here. We're going to put the hole with the 1/2 inch punch. Now, she is theoretically should cover that hole. Okay. Alrighty. See, she's big enough where she can cover that hole. If you had something larger on here, like maybe you wanted the mermaid from that beautiful set, you could use a bigger one because she's bigger. You could go with like a 3/4 inch punch, but she will cover the hole that's in here. So let's take off. It's not quite dry yet. There we go. Let's take that off. We're going to put her, we put this over the hole, okay, and sit her down on top. There we go. Now, you see she can move around within that hole, within that space. Perfect. Let's get the rest of this card put together. Okay, we need to get those out of the way. And that out of the way. You know, these belly bands are so awesome for me personally to keep my things together. I did a video on making these. You might want to look it up if you're having problems with organization of your blends. So let's go ahead and put this together. This will be easy peasy. I am not going to stamp the inside yet because I like to stamp it before I glue it down. Let's get a bit of glue on my, oops, my lovely lipstick. Okay. Yes, I do tend to use a lot of glue, but I don't want my card falling apart. There we go. Center it, line it. Yeah, it looks pretty good. Now let's get the designer series paper down. So pretty. So pretty. Let me tell you, if you like purple, this Best Dressed set has got some of the most gorgeous purples in it. Oh, I love this gorgeous grape. I really do. And the Highland Heather's pretty, but okay, there we go. So I've got, oops, let me straighten that out just a wee bit. That's what I like about using the wet glue. You have just a minute to move it. Okay, that's good. Now, I need to cut my 2-inch circle out of my lovely lipstick. And here we go. I have one right here. There we go. Cute, cute. You're cute as a bug. Okay. I like to set up my card before I make anything permanent. So there we are. You know, I think that might look a little big. What do you guys think? I'm going to recut this. Yeah, let me recut this and make it just a little bit smaller. Okay. There we go. Let's see how this fits. Much, much better. Okay, let's put a little spot of glue behind this one. There we go. Whoops. So I turn everything up over on itself. Cute. Cute. Okay. Oh, I'm loving it. I am loving it. You're cute as a bug. And there we have that. Let's get this up on some dimensionals. Now, when you're putting your dimensionals on the back here, you really have to make sure that you don't get it anywhere to interfere with your mechanism. Put it all the way as far close to the edges as you can, because you don't want to disrupt it, the little girl being able to fly around, you know. Okay, so let's get these off. Pop loose, pop loose, pop loose, pop loose, pop loose. There we go. Ah. I love this take your pick tool. I use it for a lot of different applications. You know, I think I could probably put a little one. Let's see if one would fit on that. Yes, it will. Let's get the thing off. There we go. I'm sorry, it's taking me so I cannot. There. All right. Now, you're cute as a bug, and we'll put this right about there. Oh, so cute. So cute. And there she's wiggling around. Absolutely adorable. Let's toss a couple dimensionals on the back here. Love, love, loving it. And then we're going to get some sparkle to it. Yes. You're cute as a bug. Let's hit this with a couple of rhinestones. Let's put a rhinestone there. Get a rhinestone here. Let's put another one here. Shall we put some on the card itself? Let's go ahead and stick one in the middle of that flower. That flower. Ooh, let's put a bigger one in the middle of that bigger flower. Adorable! It's just so cute, so cute. Can you tell I'm tickled with it? Okay. Let's do the inside panel. Again, I'm going to use the Memento ink. I'm going to do this little row of baby ladybugs along the bottom. Make sure it's good. And remember, this is a vertical card, so we want to make sure that you stamp in the right direction. Okay, let me clean this off. Just one quick swipe. There we go. Alrighty. And I'm going to color them in real quick with the dark Poppy Parade. Now, I don't know what color the underside of a ladybug is. I hadn't thought about it in a while. So, I'm going to use the light Poppy Parade on the underside. Get it all cutified. Oh, that's so cute. Okay. Missed a little spot there. There we go. And let's get them colored in. Tummies. It's tummy time. And I'm going to use the ivory for their little faces. Okay, now for the inside sentiment, there are so many choices on here, but I know who I'm sending this to. And I'm going to use a sentiment from Abstract Impressions. By the way, these flowers are absolutely gorgeous. Holy mackerel. Those where you stamp over and over again, the two-step stamping, three-step stamping. Just so pretty. This is such a pretty set to use. But there's so much to love about you. This is the sentiment that I'm wanting to put inside this card. Now, these are photopolymer. And when you're using a photopolymer set, you need a little bit of cushion under it to make sure you get the best impression ever. When you're using let me show you. When you're using the regular red rubber, you have the foam there. You have the little scooshiness. So, we use a piercing mat to give the scooshy factor for your photopolymers. Let's just sit it down, and you can even see through it that it's completely inked up. And there we go. Straight down. Oh! I'm so excited. I am so excited. And now wipe it off on the Stampin' Simple Chamois. Okay, look how cute. Look how cute. Look how cute. Let's go ahead and pop it in. Yes. Make sure when you're putting your panel in, you're putting it on the actual surface you should be using. Love, love, love it. Oh, isn't she cute dancing on her little flower? You're cute as a bug. There's so much to love about you. I'm tickled with this card. Here we have her. So I hope you like my little dancing ladybug card. If you do, I'd appreciate a thumbs up. If you're in the US and you don't have a demonstrator, I'd be honored to have you visit my 24/7 online store. Please visit https, nice and secure for your shopping, Creating with Carole, that's CAROLE.com. www.stampinup.net. Please check under the Specials tab to find the current host code. There's also a Join tab. If you would like the opportunity to pre-order, just like I can pre-order, it's such a good deal to go ahead and join for Stampin' Up! To be a demonstrator. Click the Join tab for more information, or you can message me and I'd be more than happy to tell you all about all the perks of it. But back to the stamp set. As a demonstrator, I could pre-order, and I did. So I have my little Ladybug set, but I also ordered an extra. Yes, I have an extra little Ladybug stamp set. For every $100 order, well, cumulative order, each $100 total that you place on my website during celebration, if you are mainland US, I will give you an entry into a drawing to win my extra set. See, that's the one I'm using. It really is an extra set, and you can win this. Sharing this video will get you an extra entry too. So isn't that exciting? So go shopping at Celebration. For every $50 you spend, you'll get to choose something, a level 1 reward out of the Celebration catalog. For every $100, you'll get to choose a level 2 reward from the Celebration catalog. And for every $100, not only will you get those rewards, you'll have an opportunity to possibly win her. Isn't she cute? So, good luck. And until next time, keep making the world a beautiful place. Bye.